Hi guys, my name's Arthur, and I want to tell you a story about a guy who changed my life. His name is Wim Hof, and how I would describe him is as a modern day shaman. Because the main thing he's doing is devoting himself to change people's lives for the better through certain methods. Over decades of meditation and introspection, Wim Hof discovered two methods how to influence health drastically. One is through breathing, and one is through cold exposure. I made a video on the breathing, you can check it out. This video is about the cold exposure. Personally, I have explored both methods, and I find the cold exposure method a lot more practical. That's why I stick to it. The breathing part is very important in cold exposure. When I take a cold shower, the first thing I do is inhale and slowly exhale, and deeply inhale and slowly exhale. And that is exactly Wim Hof's first method of conscious breathing. But now you have to do it because else you cannot oxygenize your skin. Your skin will die. So you have to do it. And that's why I think, well, a cold shower is 2 in 1. It's breathing and the cold exposure. Try it out. What is meant by cold exposure? Wim Hof did a lot of crazy things. He climbed the Mount Everest almost naked, without shoes. He put himself in an ice bath for several hours without freezing to death by controlling his body temperature. But do we have to be as extreme as he is? Or is there a method of exposing yourself to cold in a practical way with not much time investment? Well, Wim Hof advocates to take a shower once a day, a cold shower. I started taking cold showers 2 months ago. I gradually decreased the temperature. It took me 2 weeks to reach the coldest point of temperature. And now I can't live without it anymore. Because it resets your mindset, which is very powerful. No matter how fucked up you wake up, it resets your mind. To convince science itself, Wim Hof had to do a lot of research with cold exposure. I want to show you a research project with cold exposure. In that, Wim Hof was put in an ice bath. Normally the medicine would say that a person that is put in ice water dies after 5 minutes. Wim Hof was put in there for 2 hours. Let's take a look at this temperature graph of the different body parts of Wim Hof. The x-axis shows the time of the measurement, and the y-axis the temperature that is measured by sensors put on different parts of Wim Hof's body. The blue region is the time when Wim Hof is put into the ice bath. As you can see, his body temperature drops drastically when he's put into the ice bath, but stops dropping at some point. And you see his limbs, his hands and arms and legs, which drop pretty drastically, but at some point stop dropping. Why is that? How is this possible? He can produce enough heat with his body to withstand such strong cold exposure. Water has a very high heat transmission. It will suck the heat a lot faster than air from your body. But Wim Hof is able to withstand it. We could make a calculation of Wim Hof's body surface to determine the insane amount of energy that is required to prevent him freezing in the ice water. But I don't think it's necessary. Just take this if you know the basic laws of heat transmission. You will know that this experiment should have killed him, but it didn't. How is he able to withstand such stress on his body? How is he able to produce so much heat? Well, turns out there is a special organ for producing heat. The brown fat. Brown fat's purpose is to convert white fat into heat. Problem is that in modern society you don't have to freeze anymore. There is no cold exposure. Without cold exposure, brown fat degenerates. You don't need it. Wim Hof has built up his brown fat through decades of cold exposure. My cold showers are becoming less and less cold, so I believe that I'm also building my brown fat. But what is it that makes you feel so much better when you take a cold shower? Well, you're activating your survival instinct when you do.
You cannot think about nothing than surviving when you are in the cold. You don't think about your indulging into your emotion and your broken heart and all those things. You just gotta survive. Thus you learn to control your emotion.
That is exactly what happens. Human beings learn to control their emotion when they suffer great stress. Because when you're under stress, your emotions leak out into the world. You lose control the more stressed you are. The ultimate form of stress is imminent death. I want to show you a video where Wim Hof took a group of, I think they're content creators on YouTube, and, well, exposed them to stress.
My hands feel numb.
Get them on your thighs, tight. Feel the palms of your hands. They are warm. This is the way you learn how to deal with utmost stress.
My hands feel like they're shivering.
Let it go. You are thinking.
Let it go, you're thinking. The goal of cold exposure is to let go of your thought and surrender to the cold. Let it in. Let it consume you. But there will be a light which will prevent you freezing to death. Something in you is strong and it will protect you. It is your ancient structure that has endured millions of years. You will not freeze to death. The realization how strong you are from a biological perspective will give you certainty. There is no better form of meditation than the highest form of suffering voluntarily. It will iron out your spirit.
Think of your palm, think of the heat in your palm. The worst is over. Yeah, the worst is over. Thomas, you got this! You got this, baby! Oh my god, this... How do you feel?
Don't stop breathing. Hey guys, good show, eh? 10 minutes. Like no preparation, just the power of the mind. Dealing with stress. Severe stress.
I have never ever seen Thomas like in that much pain and that much discomfort. Like the vein on the side of his neck was just popping. I've never seen like that suffering on a human's face.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of Thomas.
I find it very cool how the longer they are in the water, the more they abandon their control and just give in into, well, anger, emotion, rage. Maybe they needed it to survive 10 minutes in ice water. What does that tell about stress and meditation? There's an incredible amount of ancient strength in you, which you don't know of. And you can set it free by abandoning your thought and letting the beast loose. Also, you can see in this video that their skin turned red. They look like tomatoes when they come out of the water. I am making the same observation when I take cold showers, although it has decreased. When I started cold showers, like, I have a very bright skin. I'm East European. When I started cold showers, I looked like a tomato when I came out. My skin was so red due to the blood flow in your skin, because your body needs to transport heat from your core to your skin. But it has decreased a bit. In the end, these guys decide to climb a mountain in a snowstorm, which is fun to watch.
What the fuck are we doing? It's minus fucking 3 or 4 Celsius, climbing a freaking mountain in Poland. Why? We could be in Hawaii right now, you know?
Could be in Hawaii.
I would prefer that too. Fuck it.
Will not stop. Just go on.
Fourth of the way there. Starting to feel it on my back, mostly. But just trying to focus on the breathing and just follow Wim's footsteps.
Oh. It's very deep, Wim.
Wim, it's getting too deep. We're about 1900 meters in elevation, which is almost like it's 5800 feet.
We should be sensible about this. Together with the wind chill, it is more than minus 20. And it is impossible to go up. The snow is going to be here.
We did it.
We bloody did it.
Hell yeah.
We bloody did it.
Continuing past this point would have put us in real danger. But in our eyes and in Wim's eyes, we did it.
Yeah! It's the hardest thing we've ever had to do in our lives. Yeah! We fucking did it. Yeah!